What is going on, Bears fans? The saga of the 2025 coaching search continues. Mike Vrabel has been taken off the boards. He has signed on as the head coach for the New England Patriots, leaving everybody else at this point. But that hasn't stopped some fans from freaking out because Mike Vrabel is not that guy and now feeling the pressure. And they're on Twitter, I'm not making this up, telling the Chicago Bears what they should do as soon as Ben Johnson is available. They should sign him. But Ben Johnson has completed his interview with the Chicago Bears. Completed it. It was posted January 11 at 11:20 a.m. He was interviewed on Saturday. Completed the interview, and now we're just waiting to see what the end result is. The Bears are continuing to cast a wider net. They've also added Marcus Freeman into the mix, so we'll see how that plays out. But Bears Insider doubles down by revealing Ben Johnson's true intentions. And there were some questions about, is Ben Johnson interviewing the Chicago Bears or the Chicago Bears interviewing Ben Johnson? What is going on ultimately? And insiders have said that this was his preferred destination. And then other people are saying he doesn't care where he goes or anything like that. And listen, here's what, by the way, I'm going to give you my opinion, but here's what I think the truth of the matter is. Ben Johnson is incredibly intrigued by what he sees in Caleb Williams. He is shocked at how good he is. He's stunned by his level of ability, and he thinks that is the perfect conduit for success for him in the NFL. He's looking to partner with somebody at the NFL level at that quarterback position for the ultimate of success, and he wants to guide a team and prove his worth at the head coaching level in the NFL. And what better guy to do that than Caleb Williams? Say what you want about the Chicago Bears team, say what you want about management themselves. Ben Johnson is looking at Caleb Williams saying, I can win with this guy. I can win with this guy at the highest level. Caleb Williams is a game changer. Now, presumably, he's also looking at some of these other new quarterbacks that have come into the league. This is not the only quarterback that he would want to coach or anything like that. Ben Johnson is going to take a head coaching job somewhere. But if he prefers it, then Caleb Williams is his guy. Now, this Bears insider says that people keep overthinking this Ben Johnson stuff. He wants the Bears job. Now, do the Bears want him? Ed Gallagher then says, I wouldn't say he wants the Bears job, more like he has seen Chicago as his preferred job, albeit from an outside perspective. Hopefully today helped confirm that idea for him. Now, I would say he wants the Bears job because he wants the Bears job. Now, they're parsing hairs right now about, this is a purity test. It's a weird sort of purity test, but it is a purity test nonetheless, where they want to make sure that you understand the reason he wants to be the Chicago Bears coach is because he wants to be on the Chicago Bears. He doesn't really care about who the players are. And I don't think that's true at all. I think he wants to coach Caleb Williams. He sees the opportunity with Caleb Williams and that is a big deal. And what do you make of the Raiders' interest rumor? And now Dion reached out for the job. If you want the most money, you need competitive suitors. Really, this comes down to, as far as comments go, there is a lot going on right now with Ben Johnson to the Raiders, and that Tom Brady himself, as a minority owner of the Los Angeles Raiders, is now personally throwing himself into the mix and trying to convince Ben Johnson to come to the Los Angeles Raiders. But none of that can happen until after the playoffs. Then we have decision-making time, and then the question for this would become, in your mind, if you are a Chicago Bears fan and Mike Vrabel was your number one guy, if that was your man and he is now off the table, you have to go to your number two guy. Now, if it leaks that the Chicago Bears had Mike Vrabel as number one, and I don't think that they did, but I think Ben Johnson was number one, but I think Mike Vrabel was probably their number two guy. But with one of their top guys immediately being pulled off of the market, that is going to send a nervous message to other people to perhaps offer Ben Johnson some ridiculous sums of money to come to their team, Or you might see some dominoes fall on some other potential candidates who are no longer in the playoffs. Here, Jordan Love's looking for something to do. So we'll see what happens here with this ultimately. But the fact that we are holding on, and by the way, listen, this is what I want to say. In a good sort of situation, in a great situation, the playoffs would end whenever it ends. Ben Johnson would then the next day sign with the Chicago Bears. There's your happy ending, if that is in fact what you're looking for as your happy ending, Ben Johnson coming to the Bears. That would be the way that you would want to see it. But a long time ago, there was a child at the time, named LeBron James, who was in Cleveland, the Cavaliers, and he had a decision to make, and he had his decision-making time. But what he did in that process, by waiting so long, is he crippled the Cavaliers so that when he decided he was going to quote unquote take his talents to Miami, the Cleveland Cavaliers couldn't even get a free agent because they had all signed with another team. So he effectively crippled that organization, not just by leaving, but by the way that he drug the process out. So getting Ben Johnson in early, if that is in fact your guy, I think is going to be paramount to what the Chicago Bears do. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. Do you like that Ben Johnson is that guy? How do you feel about Mike Vrabel being off the table? Do you think that the Chicago Bears might find a diamond in the rough in Marcus Freeman, which is another name being floated around right now? Let me know what you think down below. And until then, bear down.